All right, we are live again, and welcome everybody. I'm so glad to have another session of free live readings as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon, where I am trying to have a goal of 1,000 or more subscribers on my YouTube channel. So, over the weeks, I will be having some wonderful giveaways over these next few weeks. And I have created a special playlist called giveaways on my channel. So if you want to check those out, I did put one out earlier today for the giveaways for the 30-minute personal recorded readings. So I'll be drawing that on September 3rd. So if you check out that, I put it in the link in the description of this video too. So if you want to jump over there, you can just click on there to actually comment. And you just, of course, have to be a subscriber in order to be eligible for the drawing. So I'm very excited for that. And of course, once I reach the 1,000 or more subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to give away 10, yes, 10 1 hour personal readings to 10 lucky individuals. So I'll be putting out a special video for that once I reach that mark. But definitely, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate you considering doing so because then you'll get, if you, especially if you click on the little bell icon and select all, then you'll be notified when any of the new videos come out for the new giveaways and for the winners and all of that as well. Plus, each week, I put out weekly energy updates by each zodiac sign. I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and I have several pick a cards that I'm doing and several other types of videos throughout the month. So if you want to get notified as soon as those messages become available, then make sure to subscribe and click on that little bell icon and select all. So I'm excited for that. I will also be going live tomorrow at noon Mountain Time and on Saturday, depending on where you're at in the world, and then also on Sunday at noon Mountain Time. So I will be going live to uh, provide some free readings for that as well. So I like starting these out with some cards from these beautiful guardian angel cards. And as I was shuffling right before I started, two popped out. So I want to start off reading those two if I could. The first one's about forgiveness. And that one says, holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. And I really love that because, when you would hear forgiveness before, you're like, I don't want to let them get away with it, and rah, 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 right? But, I've heard forgiveness referred to as taking poison and expecting it to hurt the other person because forgiveness has to do with our wrath, it has to do with our emotions, has to do with our living energy. So we actually forgive for our benefit, not for really the other person, because the other person may not even be thinking about it. It's us that keeps it going over and over and over and over in our heads. There was a pastor I heard once. They said regarding things that are going in our lives. It's like, don't nurse it, don't rehearse it, but disperse it so God can reverse it. And I've remembered that to this day because I'm like, wow, what a wise thing. The other card that we had is the star. And that one says, believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. All, allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. And those two popped out for the beginning of this session here. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to read those two. So, as people come in, and you, of course, this session, you actually have to be subscribed to my channel in order to make comments. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, just simply subscribe, and then you'll be able to have access immediately to comment or to submit your questions for Spirit. And of course, I'm going to be pulling cards off and on if no one has a question in the chat room. I will be doing readings anyway, because people will come and watch these videos later. And so this will be for individuals that weren't here at the moment but are watching it later, because Spirit knows always, it's perfect timing. Also, sometimes we don't want to speak up in a chat room with strangers and ask a question, but Spirit always knows what you need. And so the readings that I give, where no one's asking questions, can be for anyone. And so take what resonates for you. And then, if it doesn't resonate, then it was for someone else. So I also want to pull I love these, the Oracle of E cards. So I want to pull at least one of these. I want to see how many pop out. And we'll see what messages are coming forth for us today. And I'm trying different times. This one's 11 p.m. Mountain Time where I live. And I know I have followers all over the world. And but according to the statistics, it said this was a good time where, between 11 and like 1 a.m. My time, there's a lot of my followers on. So we'll hang out after midnight too if you are here, and we will ask questions. Spirit, whoa, always wants to talk to us. So we've got several already. They are excited to talk. Okay, now this one too, and actually this one too. All right. So we're going to start with this one first. Yeah, start with number one. Why not? The right side up. And these are short and sweet, so I'll read these from the book because there's just a little blurb about them. It says, "It is now safe to unbuckle your seatbelt. Doesn't matter how it looks, you're on the right path. Unseen forces are working behind the scenes, smoothing out the bumps, righting all injustices. Any apparent blip is nothing but a reminder to pay attention, to say thank you. The scales are tipping in your favor. Everything is coming back into balance. It's time to trust that what goes down must come up." So I love these. They're really hilarious. And then the next one that popped out was card number 25, which was Living Large. So I love that one. Let's see what that one says. You are drifting in an ocean of gold doubloons. As always, it's your call. You can dive in. You can backstroke all the way to Istanbul. Or you can stay on the pitty little raft you've been rowing. But it's all there, rich and luxurious as ever, waiting for your nod. Jump in. The good life is yours. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh no. Hairball. And that's card number 41. And that says, uh-oh, small little tangle, no big deal. Last thing you want to do is get your knickers in a knot. It will all smooth out as soon as you stop, take a big deep breath, and realize it's time to hand it off to the universe. The dude to the rescue. Move aside. So very, very funny. I love these. Oh, and then the one right after it is actually Magic Carpet, card number 42. These are really well shuffled, so when they flew out, that one falls right after it. So right after you cough up your hairball and let it go, then you get on top the magic carpet. It says, "Go ahead, open it. It's your invitation for a personal magic carpet ride to anywhere you want to go. You don't even need to send an RSVP. Jump aboard, my friend. You are on your way to enchantment and miracles." Wow. I love these cards. And then the last one that popped out was card number 28, Smooth and Easy. This one says, "You are on easy street, my friend. The Red Sea has parted, and you are now free to roam the planet. All obstacles have disappeared. Doors and windows are flying open. There's not one thing that can stop you." Wow. Love, love, love those. So very encouraging. They're always hilarious, and I do enjoy that. Humor, of course, is a fear destroyer, right? So I don't see any questions yet. So I do want to pull from these Power of Surrender cards and just asking Spirit for right now, what is there that you'd like us to know that we could surrender? Are you guys ready for the Mercury retrograde? The pre-shadow starts this Sunday, but don't freak out. It's a good time for review, the things, right? Re-edit, revisit, um, breathe new life into old things. It's all about revisiting things, and we'll generally have things that will come up, old patterns for us to revisit. We already have, oh my gosh, and the midnight tonight, I actually have all my weeklies for next week come out, and I do talk about the Mercury retrograde in there and what we can do for that. That's kind of a lot of what those readings are focusing in on. But like all the outer planets are in retrograde or pre-shadow. The three inner planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars were not in retrograde, but now, of course, Mercury's going into retrograde. So it's only Venus and Mars that are, but Mars goes retrograde or in pre-shadow retrograde next week. So Venus will be the only one that's going to be direct, which the planet of love, that's great. All the other planets in retrograde are turning us inward for us to look at and just see, what's going on the insides. It's all a time of reflection. The whole universe is kind of an ebb and flow, and so this is that ebbing inward to look at things, and then we will eventually go all direct and move back out. But this is a good time for reflection. So if you have been feeling kind of like wanting to be by yourself and just kind of go inward, now you know where all that energy is coming from, because it's been months that all the planets, that are planets especially, have been making their little trek into the retrograde energy. So, excuse me, the first one here is surrender to miracles. I love that because it says, "Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen." Wow. Yeah, a lot of times we have to work at our mindsets, those things that we've been kind of brainwashed with, conditioned growing up, that this is all you deserve, and you'll never, subconsciously, you can't like get above that bar sometimes, right? Then you have surrender your fear of change. That says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, "I have faith that all is well." Powerful, powerful card. Surrender to that. And then the other one is surrender fear. So do not fear the Mercury retrograde. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Beautiful, beautiful messages. These are like all for me, I think so. But I'll share any of you, if that resonates with you. So I'm also going to pull some cards here from the Tarot of the Magical Forest and give these a shuffle and we'll see what's going on there. All right. What else would you like us to know? What messages do you have for us out there, please? Oh, no. It ran away. It went to hide back in the pile. Okay, there's one right there. And those right there. All right. So the first card is the Nine of Swords. Now, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. It's all our mental things going on in our head. So this is called the insomnia card or the nightmare card because you can see they're like, oh my gosh, all these expectations, all these thoughts and these beliefs are on their mind. It's like looping over and over and over in their head where, it's like, what am I going to do? I have to meet up to all these things. It's all the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos and the supposed tos. All those expectations, they're trying to live up to them all and they're almost to the point of exhaustion. So it's keeping them up at night. It's on their minds. And, our brains will loop things over and over and over again for us to remember. So it's good because this is the nines are the hermit number in the major arcana, which means it is causing you to do inner reflection because you're almost to the point that you just can't take it anymore. So you're starting to go ask yourself, why am I going over all this in my head over and over and over again? Why is this bothering me so much? Why do I think I have to do that? Why do I think I have to live up to that? And so you are reflecting and looking inward into yourself. And it's great because the 10 of Swords is when you're like, I've had it. It's the endings and new beginnings. And you're ready to let a lot of those old expectations and those things that you're wanting to, that you feel that you need to live up to, to do that. So it's a good card because it is bringing you to like a point where you're ready to make some change. Let's see what else comes in here too. Yeah, wow. Okay. And then you have the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is a transformation in how you're looking at your emotions and how you're doing that. So you have the 3 cups down here, and those are all, you know, um, definitely these are what you're feeling, sad, you're crying over spilt cups, and it's all right. You can see that they came down here on purpose for a purpose to actually feel those emotions, feel the disappointment, feel those things. And especially with this 9 of Swords, it's like you are ready for change regarding your thoughts and your beliefs and all your emotions. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. How you doing? What's great though on this one is that you have the 2 of Cups behind here that are still stood up, and that is this message, this ability of power of choice that every moment you get to choose what emotion you want to have, either one of unconditional love and up above, or those that are related to fear of losing the conditional love, all these expectations that are there, but you have that power to choose those, and neither is wrong. Like I said, we all come here, to experience all those opposite emotions, so that in experiencing those we can understand and uh, you know have this contrast between these fear emotions and those of the unseen world, the world from which we come of, the higher planes that are rooted in unconditional love. So definitely some great transition coming up here. Great. I'm glad you're doing fine. If you have any questions that you want to ask Spirit, you can throw them down in there. I'm kind of just doing a little reading for those that will watch this later, and or for those that don't want to put the question out into the chat room. So, but if you feel like you want to, just throw it down there, and I'll pull some cards for you. Glad you're doing fine too. Yeah, because then here's the devil card, which is the shadow. So, my goodness, whoever this reading is for, you are going through it because the devil card is Capricorn and it's ruled by Saturn, which is all about bringing forward to us our challenges, the things. It's letting us know what is making us bound, you know. Oops, sorry for the glare there, for what's keeping us tied. But when we look closely, it's very loose. The chains in a lot of the cards for the devil card or for the shadow cards, it's a very loose fitting. They can just take off the chain. If it's laying across, um, the devil's hand, they're not even holding on to it tight. They can just take off with it. So the shadow, our shadow is a part of us, and it's bringing forward for us into our face all those things that are bugging us and keeping us feeling, sad and focused on the um, emotions and focusing on all those thoughts and those expectations. So it definitely is your shadow, bringing in this information so that you can break free of the chains and do something about it. So I really like that there. And yeah, you have the Two of Swords, which is about closing your eyes so you can see. You always have a choice between those two things, like I said, with the Two Cups. Our emotions, our thoughts, our beliefs, we always have a choice between higher thoughts, feelings rooted in unconditional love, or the ones that are rooted in fear of losing conditional love. And so we're having this opportunity. I feel like um, your shadow is bringing in this message of it's a choice and the power lies in your hands, and it wants you to have these opportunities, to have these choices in front of you, and it'll keep coming up over and over and over again. But it's great, it's coming up into your life on purpose, for a purpose, so that you realize it exists and you're not just wandering around going, the only choice I have is fear of losing conditional love and all those emotions rooted in fear. There's always another option. So I like that they're kind of easing that in. Great. Let's take a look here. So what does Vidisha want? I probably mispronounced that. I apologize. In your connection. Okay. Let me take a look here. I'm going to switch up and I'm going to use these True Heart Intuitive Tarot for yours. And let's see. I'm going to call them V. What does V want with you in your connection? That's a spirit want you to know. Okay. And this one. All right. So this is the one first here. So you have the Ace of Cups coming up first. And of course, cups are emotions. And the Ace of Cups is beautiful because it's new love, higher love, a new type of love, an expanded love. Sometimes it's called the Holy Grail or the Chalice because what's in there actually is the unconditional love of the creator of all things, of the higher realms. And this is being brought in um, because that's what they're looking for. That's what we're all looking for. But you're a mirror for each other. And the unconditional love that is coming in here, this is just the beginning, the inkling of sharing a deeper, higher love with each other. And that's what every mirror that comes into our life is about. Well, then you have the 10 of cups, which is like, wow, the ultimate, the rainbow of emotion. This is like you found so much emotion within yourself. You're literally overflowing like this Ace of Cups here, where it's sharing this love, um, both letting it fill you up, but also overflowing out to the world. So this is like, wow, just very, very beautiful. Let's take a look here. What else comes in here? So I'm gonna put these down. We have six of discs, six of pentacles. Now I do call this my um, codependency awareness card, and so I really feel like this relationship, this with this individual, is allowing you to see your beliefs about receiving, right? Because the Six of Pentacles kind of tells us that when we're looking, well, like we get into a relationship, if we don't have this solid belief that we are worthy to receive, we kind of turn into a parent child almost relationship where we don't allow people to give back to us. I usually say it's like a daddy bird, mama bird. I mean, yeah, daddy, mommy bird, and a baby bird, right? And we turn them into the child, and we'll give and we'll give and we'll give, and they want to give back, and we're like, nope, nope, I don't feel comfortable you giving to me because what am I worth, right? Because it's like somewhere in our childhood, our earlier years, we have this belief about ourselves that I'm not worth being around unless I can give you something. And if I can't give you something, then you're just going to leave me for someone else who will. And if you give to me, oh my God, I'm really scared. I'm on the other side of the coin. And I'm like, if you don't need me and I'm needing you, you're going to leave me even faster because you're going to see me as like needy. So the Six of Pentacles really comes in to bring that awareness around our worth and where is it that I have my belief about myself. Am I worthy to receive? And if I, have those thoughts and those mentalities that come up, then that's something that I can look into because the thing about codependent relationships, and I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships, is when you're in that daddy mama bird feeding the baby bird, we will give and we will give and we give until we're exhausted. And we'll continue to give and give and give until we're resentful because we taught them not to give back to us. And then we're mad or resentful that they're not giving to us, but we wouldn't let them. And we may not even been doing it consciously. It could be we're doing it subconsciously, right? And then little baby bird wants to give. And if we're not allowing it to give to us, then it'll invest its energy somewhere else. It either pour themselves into work and become a workaholic or work out all the time or like have a hobby that they invest all their time in or hang out with friends, or if it's romantic, they might even have an affair or find love somewhere else. So that's generally how like this codependency chaotic storm ends up being. But I had like five long-ish term relationships, which I count like 1 year to 3 years was long term for me. But each one of them was a mirror showing me how I felt about myself and my willingness to receive. But I would always over give, and but it took me eventually turning inward to really look into my beliefs about my worth so that I could discover and go, oh, I'm going to find the love inside myself. The Ace of Cups can be connecting to the higher realms and allowing that unconditional love to come in and fill us up. And when we're filling up with that unconditional love, we don't care about giving and receiving because we are so full of love that it overflows. When we're not allowing ourselves to fill up and overflow, we're more like a barrel where we're allowing people to plug in and suck the life force out of us, where we always feel exhausted because we're never getting filled up. So our, the barrel level of love keeps going. But that's what I really, you know, be a cup instead of a barrel where people can't plug into us. We get to be the receiver of the most beautiful love of all, which is the love of the heavens. It fills us up and then it overflows out to everyone else. And we're not in that exhausted place all the time. We're not in a resentful place. And we feel whole and complete and alive. And anything anyone gives us is extra because we already have everything that we have found from within first. And your other card here, yeah, save the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is like your energy, it's your drive, it's your passion, it's your inspiration. And the Eight of Wands is about just a flood of energy coming back to you. And that's what happens when you're spending so much of your time trying to kind of get the love from the outside world and it's not coming. It's like investing all of your light into a black hole. It goes nowhere. It's not bringing any benefit back. But the Eight of Wands shows me that this is all returning back to you. So I kind of feel like you're turning it around where you're like, you know what? I am going to look at everyone in my life, whether it's romantic or family or friends or even peers at work or school or wherever it may be, that they're going to be a mirror for you and that you're not going to look at what their actions are towards you are personal, but that you can look at it as, okay, you're a mirror for me. I've asked you to come into my life to mirror back to me how I feel about myself until I see it. And so it's all going to be mirrored all over the place for you, but it's all for you. So you can turn inside and find it. And then you get to fill up and then just have this joy that you have. And you're not worried about fearing, will this person love me? Will that person, what do they mean by that? What is this? What is this? Whatever they give is extra. So you don't care. I mean, I don't mean it to sound that raw, but you don't. It's like, it's extra. It's like I already had two helpings of that dessert. Oh, it's just a third one, right? So I love that coming in there for you because, I mean, ultimately, when you fill up with that, I mean, this is how you feel. And you can share that with everyone. You have so much love that it's overflowing that people are just like, oh my gosh. And when you cut off them from the bottom of that barrel in the beginning, they get a little upset because even though it's bitter, resentful water, they think that's all that they deserve. But once you kind of disconnect all that and become that chalice, just a little drop of that beautiful um, unconditional love water that overflows, one little drop is so much more delicious and fulfilling than gallons and gallons of the bitter, expectation filled, exhausted water, right? Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's life experience, right? Been there, you know. Uh, I don't think we're alone in all that for sure. Did you have any other clarification you wanted about that at all? Did that give you guidance on that, or do you want me to dig in some more? I'm happy to dig more. I don't mind getting nosy. Kind of feel like I want to pull a Sacred Forest Oracle card here for you. These are beautiful cards. Yeah, with my wisdom. I'm glad someone gets to benefit from our hard times that we go through, right? Sharing our wonderful experiences. Okay, how to work out this connection in the best way possible. Okay. Oh, we got two. So the first one is Wolf Spirit, which is family. No, I'll read that one first before I look and see what the other one is. So this one says, you are napping on the forest floor, nestled on soft moss, when a wet nose nudges you. You open your eyes to meet the gaze of an enormous wolf. As you sit up, you notice that an entire pack is sitting around you. You feel so very safe and strangely included as part of this clan. Says your family has your back. For some people, their family are those related by blood, while for others, their friends are their true family. Many might find that it is their connection to those in spirit who are indeed their true family. Whoever and whatever your family, right now they are supporting you. You are safe. You can safely communicate your truth with those family members. This is the time to be willing to communicate from the depth of your being. Be willing to stand, talk, and address others from the center of your being, because this heals. Many people have misconceptions and false stereotypes about wolves. They don't understand that wolves are highly social and loyal. Family means everything to a wolf. Each pack member has a place in the social strata of the clan. Wolves are they are also excellent communicators. They use their voice in various configurations. They also use their expressions to convey meaning to other pack members. They're highly protective of the other members of their pack, yet they enjoy playing even into adulthood. So the spirit of the wolf says support is all around you, even if you're not aware of it. Release the belief that you have to do it alone. You don't. This is the time to heal any rifts in your family. Give encouragement to those in your soul tribe, your family, and your community. Allow yourself to be supported. So allow people to give to you and support you, right? Ah, no. So I really feel the message for this one so far is, even though you're asking how you can work this connection out in the best way possible with V, it's like trust your family, whether it's your blood family or it's your created family. It's whatever support system you trust, even if that means spirit. But whatever your this group, this pack that you trust, allow them to support you. Have fun with them. Enjoy it. Don't it's kind of like they're saying you don't have to focus solely on this one individual. Enjoy your life. Let them, it's like you don't have to wait by the phone. I got to make sure I'm available for them. I got to do all this stuff. It's like, go enjoy your life. Um, and the communication piece really came out really strong. Um, just make sure to speak to them, communicate with them clearly, but not, you know, I kind of feel like it's, I don't know, see, I don't know if this conveys the same. It's like if you walk, you feel you have to walk on eggshells, and it might not even be anything they've done, but you feel like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to lose this chance. I don't want to. And it's like, you know what? If it's that fragile of a relationship and a connection, then you probably are better off without it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you have to pretend to be someone you're not to not upset them or keep their interest or do something like that, then it's like it's not worth it, because eventually you're going to have to be you, or you're going to have to hide who you are all your life. What fun is that? You might be attracted to someone and you might be drawn to someone, but really um, look at them as a mirror, um, and be yourself and just communicate and have fun. Don't be afraid. Don't hold back. Don't shrink who you are. Be you. And I know sometimes when we feel alone or we're attracted to someone, we're like, oh, but it's worth it. I'll pretend just for a while at least. At least I'll be around them. And it's like, eh. You know what? If you're investing in someone that you have to pretend to be someone else that you're not, you're also blocking the individual that might just love you for who you are, that you don't have to hide, and but you're paying attention to them, you're not realizing someone else that is totally, right up your track, is right there next to you, but you're still looking over here. They're like, "Hello," and you're like, "I don't see anybody." And you're like, "Oh my gosh, how long have you been here?" And they've been right in front of your face all along. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you have standing stones and passage. That's card number 40. So let's take a look and see what this one says. This says, as you walk, you come across large vertical stones standing in a circle in the center of a sacred forest. You know that to step inside this sacred ring is not to be undertaken lightly. It is an act of power. With solemn grace, you enter. Immediately, you feel a shift occur within you. It's as if the floodgates of your soul have opened, and there is a download of cosmic information occurring within you. Many believe that standing stones are a place that allows one to embark on spiritual journeys from one realm to another. They can also mark the transition from one stage of life to another. Remember that although life changes, you are eternal. Celebrate all the transitions in life, and you'll experience profound harmony. A voyage of the heart and soul is ahead. Oh no. This journey may be spiritual or physical in nature. In either case, it is a kind of sacred pilgrimage. Have courage. A great ship can stay safe in the harbor, but that's not what great ships are made for. Because that's kind of along that lines of shrinking, right? It's like, well, I'll just stay in the harbor where they're at, but that's not what ships do. Be willing to unfurl your sails and set forth to the open seas. The seas might be rough and the wind is strong, but you are safe and protected. So both of these cards talked about you being safe and protected. The circle of stones takes you exactly where you need to go. Since the earliest days of humanity, standing stones have been created as places of ceremonies and as ways to honor the divine. Archaeologists that dated back to 4000 BC, and Neolithic people didn't have written language, yet their art and stone circles, sometimes oval, sometimes horseshoe shaped, suggest that they held religious rituals at these ceremonial meeting places. So the spirit of the standing stone says, a sacred journey is ahead. Deep meaning is waiting to be discovered. You are safe. So you're safe. No matter what comes of this relationship, of this action, it says you are safe. And from the energy I'm getting from it, it's like the more I'm seeing two magnets, but one, it's like the polarity isn't like that. It's like one is this way. So the more you move, it goes this way. The more they go this way, it's this way. And it's kind of like if you turn around and you just allow it to unfold as it is, not worrying about it, focusing. It's like they're saying, live life, live it, enjoy it. All that energy, just put it into your friends and your family and your dreams and what you want to do, and have joy in doing all that. And it's like when you do that, then that attracts what you're looking for, what you're really looking for inside, and that's the journey that I feel that is coming forward in that. I know it's not what I would have wanted to hear, but it's freeing. I know it's kind of like a bummer, a little bit of, I gotta let go. Um, and that the whole, what's that saying that says, um, release it. And if it's meant for you, it comes back to you. And if not, you hunt it down. No, no, you just let it go. If it's meant for you, it will not pass you by. But it's like releasing it and focusing in on your inner love is going to make all the difference for you. Um, and I want to pull one of these spirit junkie cards for you. See what else they have to say. All right. Actually, you get two. It says, I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. So it's like that resentment we were talking about with codependent relationships, right? Wow. And then the other one is when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. So yeah, it's like leading your life from a place of love um, and self love. You know, it's like it's time to choose you. Not it keeps on coming back. Not shrinking yourself, not pretending to be someone who you're not, because you were uniquely created and you were brought here. You came here for a specific person, for a purpose, to be this character, and we don't need you to be duplicate what someone else is. You get to be you. You get to share this unique, beautiful you with the world, and there's no extras in this movie of life. Everyone's a superstar, so you don't have to be a supporting actress, supporting actor, supporting a character in anyone else's life. You get to be a superstar of your own life. So I just really feel it's time for you to really shine and be yourself. Just let that love fill you up and just glow and go have a blast. Play, play, play. Yeah. Definitely feels, different. You feel this wholeness, this completeness that comes in. Hi, Nikitha. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Yep, absolutely. And Shlak, if you have any other questions, you can throw them down there as well. And I'm happy to ask some more. Absolutely, Nikitha. Just did you want a general reading or do you have a specific question? You can throw that down in the comments there. I'm glad that helped. All right. We will see what Spirit would like you to know about that. So, will this company recruit you before October? Okay. What else would you like them to know about this recruitment? Okay. We had one card pop up here, which is the Three of Pentacles so far. And the Three of Pentacles represents like being the authentic you, that you have these other people that are involved. Like this is you creating and putting things out into the world that, is your talent, which is your skill, which is your passion, your dream. Then you have two people here. One person is the naysayer that's like, rah, 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 rah. Why are you doing it that way? You shouldn't be doing that. This is what you should do with your life. Rah, rah, rah. We're like, we kind of throw them outside of the little circle because we don't want to hear that all day long. Then you have someone else that's on the supportive side that is, encouraging you and happy for you, maybe even supporting you financially, whatever in your endeavor and whatever. but they're someone that's more strongly able to maybe take you off your authentic path and what you want to do. So far, what I'm looking at with this, with your question, is is this the authentic thing that you want? Is this what you want to pursue? And are you being drawn off of your dream of your authentic path of what you really want to do? So, um, that is first coming up is they're just kind of wanting to make sure that you're aware of, are you being authentic to yourself and what you want out of your life? And with the process, um, not to sell yourself short. So, if they offer you something like money or not all the benefits or something else, it's like, then, you know, don't sell yourself short, is kind of that message with that one. Stay the authentic you. Then you have the Hermit card, which the Hermit card again is this like this turning inward, this adventure, moving inward into on your path here and connecting more to the your higher self and your trueness of yourself, uh, for your path. So both of these kind of come together of going, trust your gut and trust your intuition, trust your connection to your higher self on the decisions that are coming forward. So that's what they want to say first. I was like, well, that's not really their question. And they're like, well, this is the setup. They need to understand that first. They're setting the landscape and the ground. So let's see what else they have to say here. Can we have some specifics? Because it sounds like you're wanting more of a yes or no question, but I find that it's never yes or no with spirit. They're like, well, let me tell you. I'm like, just yes or no. It's easy. A Y or an N, right? So you do have a new journey, a new start, and but at the same time, you have the shadow, the devil card here, and you also have the Hierophant. This is all about moving to a new level, a new higher level, but it's mainly about your beliefs, your foundations, which is what the shadow card does. Is it brings up your fears and your challenges. It brings up to your face those things that are limiting you, that are making you feel small, that are making you feel restricted, that are holding you back, and it's like it's coming up all over the place in your life because the shadow doesn't do it in subtle ways. It's going to bring it to your face and go, boom, this is what is making you feel limited and holding you back. And it's going to be showing up in either in your relation to different people, or you're going to experience people going through the scenario and you're like, why are all these of my friends going through the same thing? And then you're like, oh, because this is for me. They're trying to show me something, right? But this Fool card, when I first saw it, I feel like it's a new adventure instead. So when you say, will they recruit you before October? I'm feeling like you're going to be going off on a different adventure before then. I feel like there's something else coming your way. And so this is like a restart. It's like, and I really feel with all that authenticity and that hermit, it's like I just don't. I'm the energy I'm getting, and I'm trying to be uh, political, I guess, about it. Is they're saying that's not for you. That's not your dream. That's not going to fulfill you. It's not what it seems. It feels empty. It's like you're not being your authentic self. You're going off course, off path from what you really want in life, and they're like it's being. I don't want to say it's being held away from you for you, but it's being held away from you for you because there's something else. There's this new journey that you're to go on instead. And let me see if I can get any clarification on that. I'm going to use a different deck. I'm going to use these Tarot of the Magical Forest. Hi, Rakshi. Absolutely. I'll take you next. All right. So let's see. What else can we know about this? What's this new adventure? If it's not with that company, can you give them a little hint? Can you give them a little guidance, please? All right. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Ten of Cups, something that's more that you're more happy with, that's more emotionally fulfilling. So, yeah, it's definitely, this different direction. Because 10, again, endings and new beginnings. But, this represents that you have this different wholeness, this different completeness that's coming in. So, it's something else that's definitely more emotionally fulfilling for you. Does that make sense at all? Yeah, because you got the Six of Pentacles too. A give and take, it's like the Six of Pentacles is normally the codependency awareness card, which is about your belief in receiving that sometimes we feel we have to give to get a little bit back. And then we feel we have to give, like, we have to give 10 of something to get one back. And I kind of feel like this is this approach that you have um, in, and it could be subconscious too. There's so much of our emotional stuff that's underneath, you know, and it's like we don't feel we deserve something, and so we will, keep it down underneath, and we won't allow ourselves to receive because there's this worth thing going on in the subconscious. Sure, let's take a look here. In fact, 2 seconds. I'm going to grab another deck here. I'm going to get these angel answers because they're usually like to the point. They're not these less vague. So let me take a look here. Okay, so we'll go back and ask the original question. Will they recruit you before October? We've got an abundance card again, which that other card was abundance. But I think they were answering your second question first since I had already asked that. Well, it has a yes here that you will get a job that pays you annually the 12, and I don't know how to pronounce that, in your currency. So it says that you will get something with that, and you have abundance coming in. So let me re-ask this trigen. Now I know I asked already, but can you please? Oh gosh. See, they say no need to worry about that job. So I don't feel it's going to be with that company, but by what they're saying here, you should be getting that with a different company, with a different type of place. So yeah, we're like, please, Spirit, please. But your energy does need to match that. Like the possibility is there for that to happen. The biggest thing is for us to adjust our vibration to match that. If there is something in our subconscious that is keeping us saying that you could only receive 10 of those, I don't know how to pronounce that, like 10 of your currency, and you're wanting 12, it won't allow you to get there. Your subconscious won't allow you to get there. So there's this great book that I just read. And actually I have it right here because I haven't put it away yet. It's Tapping into Wealth. And it's a great book because it helps you understand um, your blocks and it helps release things. So if that's something that you might want to check out, you might want to take a look at that. Yeah, yeah, definitely you can and see if that interests you there. Maybe research the book a little bit. You might be able to find something in there. So hopefully that helped. They're a little vague, but they are definitely they're like, "This is that's not for you. That's not, like, in line. You're not gonna be very happy there," you know? So they really want me to look at that inner journey there as well. Yep, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Alright, thank you. And Rakshi, so you wanna find out what was the meaning of your dream last night? Interesting. I'm intrigued. Oh, thank you so much, Nikita. If I mispronounce your name, I'm so sorry. Let's take a look here and see what they want you to know about this dream. So it was about a job and a person. Right. So what would you like them to know about this person and job? Okay. All right. Cards are flying out. So you get 5 cards. Let's see what this first one is here. So you have the 3 of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, passion, your energies. 3 of Wands is about a change of direction, though. So far, this person and job dream is has to do with your mind about spirit wanting to prepare you for a possible change in direction. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, you have the King of Cups. So cups are your emotions, and the King of Cups also, in addition to ruling over the water, it has air, and this is balancing your heart and your mind. So they are bringing in that this situation with your job and the person has to do both with some emotions that are flooding around inside your heart, but also your mind is has this thing that's looping around in its head. Let's see what else we have here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I understand why you're having a interesting dream. 10 of Swords. I mean, you can see here they are they're not dead. They're just exhausted because all these swords are all your expectations that you're trying to fulfill in the outside world. It's like all your supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, all those things that are coming in are, you know, kind of going around and around and around and around and looping in your head because you're trying to please. It's almost like you're trying to please so many people doing so many things that your mind is going, I can't do all of that because some of them might even be contradictory to each other. And so you're almost to the point of exhaustion, which is good. It's not the 9 of Swords, which is the nightmare and insomnia card. The 10 of Swords is you're ready. It's endings and new beginnings of thoughts and beliefs that you have around, all these multiple things that have been literally making you feel like you're stabbed in the back, making you feel like you've been betrayed, let down, disappointed. These things that were supposed to make you happy aren't, which is what's bringing you to this place inside like you're wanting this change. You're wanting to make a movement. Yeah, because you also have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is again all your thoughts and beliefs, but you're feeling blinded and bound and even trapped and held down. Like it's almost like if in a job where you have gone as far as you can, either there's someone holding you back, or there's just nothing available. There's no movement. There's no growth. There's no that type of thing that it just feels very restrictive, and you feel very tied down. Yeah, because you got the Princess of Pentacles. which would be the Page of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot, which is about new opportunities coming in the outside world, new messages coming from the outside world. So it does feel like they're preparing you for a change and that there will be communication coming um, from somewhere out in the world, like you're going to be getting messages of new opportunities, messages of um, change that's happening, and spirits picking up. Of course, they know, and they're bringing some of that stuff in there. But the a lot of the mentalness that's going on does have to do with all these expectations that you're trying to live up to. Um, does that resonate at all with what you're going through right now? I kind of feel like I want to pull another card from you here. I want to use these Gentle Creatures deck. I probably gonna murder your name, but is that Rax? R-A-K-S? I'll pull that for you in just a quick sec. I just want to pull one more card here for Rakshi. Yeah, transformed. I'll take you after Rex. If you want to put your question in there, I'll get to you after I do this one real quick, and then after I pull one for Rex. I probably am saying that wrong. Yeah, Rakshi, so you also have this connections. So I really feel, I'll read this too, but I really feel that means that you have some new connections coming in the outside world. Oh, thank you. Good. So it says our gentle creature has taken a moment out of their crazy day to just sit for a while. They've been rewarded with a visit from a delicate denizen. These two are old friends who have not had the time recently to just stop and connect. Or maybe it would be more honest to say that neither of them has made the time for their friendship. This pause to check in with each other is as necessary as watering a houseplant. Nothing thrives without intentional moments of caring. So they will spend this interval catching up, maybe over laughter, maybe over tears. Either way, they're honoring the work that it takes to nurture their personal bond. So when this card shows up, remember those friends you haven't heard from lately. If you haven't heard from them, have they heard from you? Connecting with others is a two-way street. Never waste your energy on those who are not willing to do this work with you. You are worth the time it takes to build real connections. So, Rakshi, I would probably reach out to friends. They might be having a connection for a new position or a new job, but I really feel like that is what this dream is about, is this connection with this person. Um, and it's important for you. Sometimes people will appear in a dream that are not that person. Our mind will bring in characters that our mind can feel safe with and can go through it, even though the feeling you have for that person isn't the real person that you're seeing, if that makes sense. So hopefully that helped. If you have additional questions, throw them down in here. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Rax there. And you want to know about the next 6 months for your family. Absolutely. Let me see which ones I want to grab here. And I think I am going to use the Tarot of the Magical for us. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know about your family for the next 6 months. All right. All right. You also got 5 cards here. Let's take a look. Well, you have the Sun card, which is, let me see if I can get it without so much glare on there. It's the most successful, victorious card, probably in the entire deck. So it is about bringing bright light into your life over the next 6 months. It also has children on there, which represents getting a connection to your inner child, but it's more that joy, the fun, the victory, that type of thing coming in. So definitely I'm seeing great things there. But I'm also you have the hermit. And so the hermit is about spending time, making sure that you also spend time for yourself. That it's important for you not to be so out there with your family. It's important for you to have your alone time, for you to do your inner journey, your inner work. Especially, we have the on September 9th coming up, we have the 9/9 portal, which is, I call it the hermit's inner portal adventure, because it is about you during the month of, from September 9th, around that period. It's for this inner reflection, for your inner growth as well. See what else they have here. Yeah, and you got the Three of Wands in this deck. I just got a Three of Wands in the other deck for someone else. So it does look like you guys are making a change of direction, a change of like where you were headed together. It's kind of like you're making some alterations and some changes in your plans. So that can be changes in plans of if you were planning on traveling, that would be like right up the alley with this one. But it also could be, you know, plans of moving, plans of improving things, whatever the plans were that you guys have been making over these next 6 months, you are going to have some alterations and some changes in it, which I believe come from you taking this time, getting away from all that, I would say noise, but noise, all the chaos of family. You're able to get your bearings, and you're able to help kind of bring some wisdom in that you learn in that alone time for your family that helps them out. And then you also have the devil card, the shadow. So you're also, during this 6 months, everyone is learning these experiences, of course, of their shadows. So with that hermit in there, there is this message of you're going to have the restrictions, these things that you know come into fruition, uh, these challenges, these, like, I'm saying, that the chains around the neck, that they're very loose. You're going to see that a lot of the things that are making everyone feel like they can't do things and that they're limited, and if they're having the chaos in their life, a lot of over the 6 months, people are realizing that these are my demons. These are things that I'm restricting myself with. Let me see if I have any weddings. You know, you have a Nine of Pentacles. I see, um, the nines, like with the Hermit, are about aloneness, about spending time individually. So I don't see a wedding here, and in fact, I kind of see the opposite with change of plans. It's seeing more taking time to oneself instead of like joining together outwardly with others. I'm going to pull a card here for you from this Power of Surrender deck. I just want to see where they're headed with this, because I don't see that. I mean, the sun is, bright and victory and shining bright things on things, but I don't see joining of individuals. But let's take a look here. Let's see if they'll clarify that for us. Any weddings coming up? What would you like us to know about partnerships and weddings coming up? Okay. Hmm. Got surrender your addictions. Says whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, Take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. So it's almost like an addiction to people. I don't know. That's interesting. Um, I want to see here. Let me just. Thanks for your patience, Transformed. I'll be with you in just a sec. I'm just really uh, interested in this here. Yeah, you know what? I mean, you got the Seven of Pentacles now, which the Seven of Pentacles is that it takes time for things to unfold. You know, it's like the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is fruit. But there's also this message that it's like you planted apple trees and, and the apples start to grow and they're not ripe yet, but you see them and you're like, you know what? Why did I choose apple trees? I don't even like apples. In fact, I think I'm allergic to apples. And so you change again. You've got two cards of changing direction. So whatever was in the works is going to change, and it's taking a more of a solitary route. And um, so I'm not seeing wedding. I'm seeing more surrendering the need for individuals, for sex, for whatever it is. And it's like whatever's happening is allowing you time for you to develop it. But in the end, they're kind of like saying, but don't worry, it is for your highest. This is victorious. This is shining light onto things that are unfolding for you. Um, so yeah, really not getting the wedding vibe. I'm sorry. Or congratulations if you didn't want it to happen. But yeah, I kind of feel like there's this more of a hermit journey over these next 6 months. Now we can ask real quick, is there going to be a wedding in the future beyond the 6 months? Okay. Well, and you got the moon card. So this is about intuition, it's emotional, it's connecting to the higher realms, to the unknown. So this is all about mystery. It's like this is the unknown, the subconscious, the unconscious. They're like not telling you is basically what it's saying there. So hopefully that helped there, Rex. And if you have more questions, you can throw them down in the box too. I'm gonna jump and just answer a transformed question here. So are GB's feelings genuine? Talked after no contact. Oh, okay. Let us take a look here. What? Hi, Rakshanda. Yep, I will take you next here. And I'm gonna take a look here. It's funny, GB is like my brother's initials. I'm like, he's married. Is this my sister-in-law? No, just kidding. They haven't been separated, so I know it's not him. So, transformed. Are their feelings genuine? What would you like them to know, please? Okay. All right. So you got 3 cards. Let's take the first here. So you do have the Knight of Wands. I really feel like this is transformational type energy that's coming in. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Magician, and we have the Six of Discs. That Six of Discs has been coming out in a lot of the readings. It's funny because that's the codependency awareness card. But the Magician popping in here is showing that with both of these cards, there is this energy of transformation. And I kind of feel like they believe their feelings are genuine. So we'll start off with that, right? So they feel that their feelings are genuine. They feel they've changed. They feel they've transformed. Now, let's talk about this one because this is telling me that um, to be aware, have you changed? Being aware of the signs, because a codependent relationship means someone, when you come together, it's like one person's the giver, one person's tries to give, but it quickly becomes a parent-child relationship where one person's giving, 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 giving. This person tries to give back, and they're like, "No, can't give to me. I'm the parent. I don't feel comfortable receiving from you because it scares the crap out of me." Because I have this belief somewhere deep inside of myself, in my subconscious, my unconscious, that I'm not good enough, that in order for me to be lovable and acceptable, I can only give to you. And if you're going to give to me, I have to give you 10 times as much to deserve one of it instead. And so there's this belief system that needs to be sorry, woo, ding, 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 we have a winner. So, there is this awareness. It's like, you know what? It's like I always, yeah, I usually say I am an recovering enabler in a codependent relationships. So we can go to the class together, right? But so there is this awareness. It's like they say they've changed, and they might have recovered from the separation of, you know, maybe they feel like, okay, I'm not, I don't feel like I'm a taker anymore. Or if they're the enabler, they're like, I can balance. And it's like, well, let's test this out. Let's check it out. Let's not believe words, but let's believe actions over time, if that makes sense. Um, because they believe they have, and there is evidence that there has been transformation and there's power. They have all the ability within them to make it happen. And they've, this is a phoenix, so they've gone through the ashes. They feel like they've risen. They feel like they're a new person. But let's try it out, before the penguin tries to fly across the Arctic. Let's just try flying a little bit distance each day and see if they're able to fly. I don't know. They gave me a penguin flying, but there you go. So hopefully that helps. If you have more that you want to know about it, throw it down there in the description box there. And I'm going to go ahead and go on to Binte. Hopefully, I'm not murdering that too badly there. And so you want to know about the next 6 months of your career. I'm sorry, yeah, Rakshanda. So let's take a look here. I kind of want to pull. You're very welcome. The Oracle of E, and see what they want you to know first here about the next 6 months of your career. Okay. So first, you've got card number 33, which is great. That's a master number, very powerful. It says, open your presence. So let's take a look. Let's see. It says, ever seen a time lapse film of a flower blooming, its petals opening wide? That's your new role model. Visualize yourself opening your arms wide, embracing all the prosperity and abundance that's flowing your way. Receive, 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 and then pass it on. So I think that's a very positive sign. A lot of great things coming your way in your career field. I'm also going to pull some tarot here from the Tarot of the Magical Forest. Let's see what we have going on there. What else for Rakshanda's career, please, over the next 6 months. We got that one and that one and this one. So this is an unknown that's coming up, but let's take a look at these. Yeah, so you have a justice card coming in, which is great. This is like a kind of like a karma card, like what you've given in is what you're receiving back. You're being rewarded for the work that you've put in. So over these next 6 months, everything, and I kind of feel like it's been like you've been working so hard and pushing so much of yourself into it that's like all the effort that you've put in is going to be coming to fruition for you. Because you also have the Emperor card. And the Emperor card is about that you took control. You are, it's, I almost feel like you're not in this super place of authority, but you're known as an authority figure. It's like you know what you're doing, that people look up to you and you're a resource, and that all that hard work and you being this person for you. Yeah, actually, that's what I'm giving right now. Yeah, and you should be able to, a little bit while it's live, you should be able to go back and actually do this as well. Yeah, and because then you have the 9 of Cups too. So, really, I mean, all the hard work. Yes, this is your reading, Rakshanda. So you've put in a lot of work, you know. Um, the other card that you got was this open your presence, which was about blooming, that you're blooming and you're receiving, receiving, receiving coming up in these next 6 months. And the Justice card is telling you that you're getting, it's like the karma card, it's what you've put into it. You're getting rewarded for what you've been putting in to your career. And that the Emperor card is showing you that you've been really in this position, not you like you weren't in authority, but you um, take on the responsibilities of it. And so, with all of this work that you've been doing and taking on this extra stuff, and maybe not even getting paid for it or getting the recognition for it, you will, because then you also have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups, cups are your emotions. It's this inner fulfillment feeling, but it's also a wish fulfillment. So, it's like over these 6 months, you're going to get the recognition or maybe even a promotion. You're at least going to be getting the validation, getting the gifts, the reward for all the stuff that you've put in. So I really like that. And the card at the very bottom that popped out, I felt was like an unknown. Like, and this is the King of Cups, which is a balancing of heart and mind. Not only does he roll over the water and the emotions, all the kings have like air, mentalness as well. So you have this wonderful balance that's coming in, but it's like behind the scenes. I almost feel like the unknown is that there's an individual that's been watching you and you're not aware that they're aware of you, but it's like someone in authority because it's the king. But the kind of person that it is that they are a very well balanced person. They're able to express emotion, but they're very logical as well. So it's this wonderful group together. But I feel like this individual is bringing you, I mean, they are watching you and they're the ones that are uh, possibly going to be bringing the reward, bringing the promotion, bringing the validation, whatever this gift is, these things that you're going to be receiving, they're watching from behind the scenes that you don't even realize they're there, and but you are seen. It just hasn't made its way to you yet, if that makes sense. So hopefully that helped. Do you want any more clarification on it on that at all? Great. Thank you so much, Splash. I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to pull cards on, just throw them down in the description box, in the comment box there as well. And I'm not understanding the question there, Binte or Rakshanda. Is that is that person a something, or a like person A, person B, person C? For anyone that's joined recently, down in the description box of this video, also, I have a playlist called giveaways. I posted my first giveaway today. That is an opportunity to win a 30-minute recorded personal reading. And I'm going to be pulling names on September 3rd. But also, like, if you subscribe, if you have put in uh, the alarm bell and chosen to be notified of all videos, then you'll be get all the new giveaways that I'll be putting out. I'm probably going to be putting out maybe one a week for the next 4 weeks, and also be announcing winners. So okay, thank you, Splash. Yeah, I will be with you right next. So let's see here. Oh, okay. Does their name start with A? I get you. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to pull from these Angel Answers deck for that. Okay, I get you. So does their initial start with A? So let's see here. See if they want you to know. Okay. Okay, that wasn't helpful. Hmm. Unless recovery means anything to you, if they're in recovery. So with getting a job in the Air Force in the next 6 months, it says there's something better. So it seems like that would be no, that there's something else better for you for that. And they're not answering about that A. Um, they sometimes they don't want to give us information. They're like, it's unknown. They just want to let you know that there is someone watching you, but they're not being specific on who it is. And there's a reason for that. So hopefully that helped. If you have more questions, go ahead and throw them down there. I'm going to answer Splash's question here, Splash Autumn. Thank you, Angelica. Pre-med course. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you want some advice here. I feel like I want to start off pulling a card here from the Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck, just to ask them for some guidance on how you can. Yeah, I've had some friends who've gone through pre-med and became doctors, and I'm like, I never saw them after they started med school because they were studying all the time. So let's take a look here. What advice do you have for Angelica on how she can best understand and succeed in her pre-med courses, please? What's your best advice? Okay. So you have a peace card here. So that's a beautiful card. And let's see what that says here. It says, even when the sky seems stormy, there will be moments of peace. Set your heart toward finding them. Always follow that stray butterfly just to see where it will lead you. A moment of reflection is what is called for at this time. If someone or some situation has riled you up to the point of not seeing clearly, it's time to not just smell the roses, but to actively seek them out. By doing this, you will create a small space where you can regain control of your thoughts and emotions. Peace may not last forever in our harried world, but take a lesson from this card. There is always time to fuss and bother with all the many things we have to do, but only you can carve out those mind easing moments of peaceful contemplation. When this card appears, ask yourself this: what can I do to invite more peace into my life? So, feel like so far the advice from them is life can be very, very busy, 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 busy. It's important for you to carve out time for you to center yourself. Like if you are into meditation or getting out into nature, chasing a butterfly, it's doing something. And I almost feel like it's important for you to take time every day to be able to get away from all the, you know, chaos, to center yourself. And that helps you come back, because if you're in fear and you're drug out into all of that, you can't think clearly when you're in fight or flight, right? I mean, you're in pre-med, so you know all this stuff, right? Hi, Nanda. Um, it's once we are able to calm our minds down, get that adrenaline out, calming to a place, then we can think clearly, we can absorb things, we can understand things. But I think the important piece is have this anchor that keeps you from flying out into chaos, that there's something to do that. So let me see what else they want you to know here. I'm just going to pull some more cards here. Hi, Jishan. I will grab you next. Just going to finish up with Angelica here. So what else? What other advice do you have? I chuckled because you've got the Justice card here, which balance, making sure, keeping balance in your life. And I love how she's standing on the Ace of Swords here, because this is, about standing on your higher truths, the passion that you have, remembering your why. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this? This is my dream, my passion. Not getting caught up in all the expectations and the supposed tos and the shoulds and those high bars and all that comes with all pre-med and all that kind of stuff. It's like remembering why it is that you are wanting to do that, why you're wanting to live that dream. And so it's definitely balance is the important piece here. Let me see, let me just pull a couple more cards here. So how can you better understand the course? Which that makes sense though, when they're talking about staying calm and staying in a place of peace. It's important because that's why people have test anxiety, because when they go into fight or flight, we go out of our minds. We're not using our knowledge and our brain and our minds because we're not here anymore. We're out in fight or flight freeze mode, right? We're not in our brain because our brain doesn't want us to think. So that's where test anxiety actually comes from. Oh, what I heard. Yeah. Whoops. Because you got the Eight of Wands, which is about a lot of energy coming back to you. So focusing on the important, not the urgent. Identifying what is the most important things for you in your life and making those a priority. That energy that may be invested in all this chaos and all this other stuff, it's important for it to come back to you. Because you also have the Queen of Swords, which is great because she is, here's that Ace of Swords that you were standing on. The Queen of Swords is the mind, so it's great, right? So she manages her mind, But all the queens also have emotion, they have water. So she's balancing both her gut, or her heart, and her intuition, along with her logic and her mind and her higher mind. So balancing emotions and the mind. Again, it comes back into that balance word. It keeps coming back. But when you balance things out, you'll have more energy. And I love how this one has so much. It almost looks like one of those. Um, it's not the skeletons, it's the, anatomical little things where they take the brain apart and all that. So it's like, yeah, you'll get all the energy and all the knowledge and all the communication. It'll all make sense as long as you maintain peace and balance, is the important piece. So hopefully that makes sense and that helped out there. And I think I'm all caught up down to Jashan. Will you be able to score good marks in your physics test? Okay. Blah. What are you doing that for? No, I'm just kidding. My pleasure, Angelica. If you have more questions, you can throw them down in the box down there. All right, Jashan, let's take a look here. Will you be able to score good marks on your physics test? Let's see what we got here. Oh, good. So you do have, we'll start off with this one first. You have the 10 of Wands. So Wands is your energy, and the 10 of Wands kind of has this almost exhaustion feel about it. So with 10 being endings and new beginnings, I really feel, especially with this Four of Swords here, which is peace of mind, it's important for you to rest. It's important for you not to overexert yourself, because here you have your Ace of Swords. These three swords on the wall are expectations. The Three of Swords is like the heartbreak, the disappointment. And so if you're investing too much energy in worrying about things, or like over studying, not getting enough sleep, not getting enough nutrition, not taking care of yourself, then that's them bringing this up, saying it's important to get rest. It's important to give your mind the ability to have some downtime. But you have the King of Pentacles, which the King of Pentacles represents abundance. It represents success. It represents, I mean, he's at the end of the Pentacle suit. He's been through all of the outside world. He understands the wisdom. He gets it. And he's like, yeah, it comes down to here, giving yourself rest, understanding how the world works, and that, like I was just talking with Angelica about too. If you're very fearful about what your results are, you're going to go out of your mind. And the King of Pentacles has this other message that the wisdom that he's gleaned in his journey through all the Pentacles, which is when he looked outside of himself for his worth and his wholeness and his completeness, he felt unstable because the things outside of us are unstable. If we define ourselves by relationships or our education or our jobs or our money or our bodies or our possessions, all those things are unstable. People change or they pass away. Situation never stays the same. Education gets outdated, all that. Our bodies, things break down, deteriorate. So they're unstable. And so when we define ourselves by those things, we feel unstable. So really turning inward and finding your worth from within yourself, connecting to a higher power, connecting to that unconditional love that's eternal, that is stable, because there's no conditions for the unconditional love from the higher realm. Having something like that be the source of your worth instead of that retail price of the outside world, where we're trying to determine our value in the outside, that's what comes into play here with that King of Pentacles as well. But I think if you find some of that stability, that rest, give yourself some time, give yourself some breaks. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. you'll be able to really access all that information in your mind. And by what they're saying there, if you give yourself rest, if you stop investing so much energy into possibly the fear of not doing well and the fear of what will people will think, you'll do fine. So I like that. All right. We're almost coming up on 2 hours, so I'm going to be needing to head off here in a few moments. But if there is anyone else that has joined that has any questions that they'd like me to ask, I'll be happy to pull a couple more cards. All right, Tanya, let me take a look here. Will you be more than friends? And just an FYI, the weekly energy updates just posted about 45 minutes ago. So if you want to check out that playlist as well, I do put out weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac sign. So for anyone that's coming across this video, if you want to check those out, let's take a look here, Tanya. So you've got the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, Wands is your energy and your drive and your passion. And this is about recognition. And let me see what this other card is here. So the Hierophant is about moving to a higher level. And the Six of Wands is this energy, this movement of energy, this, um, think of like three rocks on either side, and there's this stream going through the middle. I feel like there's this flow going on, and things are moving to a different level. But let me take a look here and see if it's more than friends, because this is more spiritual. You're like, oh, it's like a spiritual type of energy, like a belief system change. So let me see if I can get some more clarity on that. Because right now it seems like, well, you have something flowing, but it's like spiritual. So you do have the Prince of Discs, which is the Knight of Discs, which um, has to do with, I hate to tell you this, patience. Because all the other knights, the knights are about movement, and so that Six of Wands is about movement. So there's movement, but this is slow movement because Pentacles is the outside world, and there's seasons. You know, it's like it happens, it goes along. It's takes time. You plant seeds, and then it grows, and then there's harvests, and then there's winter. So it goes on with all that. But you do have the Star card too, which is about hope and about connecting to your higher self. So there is definitely this spiritual type of interaction here where it is about mirroring. Now that I'm seeing that they're bringing in the spiritual side of things, they're like, he is divinely in your life for a reason, of course, but they keep on saying, just be patient. Let this unfold as it will. Let me see what else you have here. Yeah, and you have the Queen of Discs. So the Queen of Discs is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. It is about new birth, a new change, new things coming in. Um, it's also sensual. So I kind of feel like there's this holding pattern that they want you to just embrace right now, where it's taking care of you, allowing yourself to have things unfold. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So let me see what else we have here. Yeah, you have the Four of Cups, which the Four of Cups again, it's cups are emotions, and normally the three cups are spilt over, and there's one cup being offered to you. It's like three cups are, um, the outside world, relationships, situations and things and like jobs and all that, and that they're not really emotionally fulfilling, but it's that higher draw to the higher realms, to the spiritual realms, that they're bringing this new offer of new love in, of higher emotion into. So he's always working. Yeah, yeah. So it's like it's time for you to take care of you, and yeah, it's especially with that Prince of Discs, it's just like it's almost like that might be him, right? He's focusing on the coin. and and you're like, "That's a load of bull," right? No, I'm just kidding. It's like, "Hmm, where's this gonna go? What is this gonna do?" It's gonna take time. But I feel like it's time for you to nurture you and do what you need to do for you. With that Queen of Discs, that Queen of Pentacles, is about you taking care of yourself. Yeah, there we go. Because here's the Hermit. So this is about focusing on your inner journey and yourself, focusing on what you need. And you have the Five of Pentacles too, which is the journey about worth and about your value. And I really feel like this is a time for you to really understand what emotions come up, what you feel you see in him, that this is a reflection for you to understand what you feel about yourself. Because that's what's great about divine appointments and all these people that come into our lives is they are mirrors that are designed to keep telling us and showing us what we want to see until we see it. So I know I used to attract the same type of person over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, why do I keep attracting the same person? And they're like, well, you keep on moving past people thinking, oh, it's not for me, but they were for you to show you, these messages about yourself. And finally, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. But I really feel like this journey is for you to understand your worth, understand your value, and where that lies. And that could do with this inner journey work here, to understand, that hermit's journey is that actually that light there is the star in the which you got already. The usually they'll have like a lantern with a star in it, which is this star. So this is you connecting to yourself and really understanding who you are, your power, your gifts, your what you're able to bring to the table. And yeah, again with that Queen of Pentacles, it's about you seeing your value, your worth, and it not having anything to do with anyone else. Because the Five of Pentacles um, can have this. Usually, there's like people feeling abandoned, feeling neglected, feeling let down by the outside world, and not being supported, with the outside world. But the whole journey of that Five of Pentacles is that we realize that it's the creator of all things that brings us our sustenance, that the people out here that bring us stuff are just the delivery company, the delivery service, the post office, that the creator is the one who brings us what we need. It just happens to sometimes be delivered by humans. But there is this independence that I really feel with that Queen of Discs, that Queen of Pentacles. It's like, you know, I am the queen, you know, and I don't need to put up with anybody's bull, anybody's putting me off. If you can't see me for the value that I have, and, um, you don't think that I'm worth taking the time for a phone call, a text, for this type of stuff, if you're saying that you're going to have to understand I'm going to be too busy for you for a while. Thank you for giving me that message. And now I'm going to go spend time with myself doing what I want, and I don't need to be attached to you. So I don't know where that came from. I think I just channeled Tanya. So hopefully that helped. I know it's not, what we want to hear. We want to hear that, yes, they're, in 13 days, they're going to finally get out of their head and get focused on what's important, which is me. and, but unfortunately, it seems like that journey is happening for you for you to really see how special and precious you are and how valuable you are without anyone else's opinion. So I like that for you, though. Right. And Binti, you said you're also running a business. Oh my goodness. And will that be successful? Let's take a look here. What would you like them to know about their business, please? Some clarification on that. Okay. All right. Well, you're very welcome, Tanya. So you got the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you, and you are ready to move to a different level in your emotions. Which this is right after this comes the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So it's like you're ready. You're on the path. It's taking time there because you also got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about waiting, and that the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is fruit. So it takes time for this to happen. Um, so it's just a matter of keeping, they always say, carry the water, cut the wood, keep doing the daily stuff because you're on the path. It's just not a short path. It's going to take a little bit for you to get to there, but it'll happen in the perfect time and in the perfect season. Just keep investing and putting energy into that. You have a good night too, Tanya. Thank you so much. So I like that there. All right, all my good people. I'm so happy to have been able to pull some cards for everyone tonight. I am going to be back in about 11 hours, I think, at noon Mountain Time tomorrow on Saturday, and then also on Sunday at noon Mountain Time. So if you want to check back, if you didn't get a reading and you wanted one, then I'll also be available there. If you did get a reading, tell your friends, tell them that we're going live and that we're in the middle of this wonderful YouTube subscriber marathon where I'm doing giveaways and free readings going live. So I definitely appreciate you all showing up here and sharing your beautiful energy here. I wish you all a wonderful night or a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world, and I'll be seeing you soon. You all take care.